It's 1077 The Bone, Baby Huey out here in Las Vegas for SummerSlam. And look at this right here next to me from Monday Night Raw, the modern day Maharaja Jinder Mahal. How's it going?
It's going great. We're here in Las Vegas. Got this busy media day, one day ahead of the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. When I landed last night, I seen the billboards that drove past Allegiant Stadium. And, now it's feeling like like it's real. This is happening. 40,000 people are going to be there to witness myself embarrass my former friend, Drew McIntyre.
Let's talk about that. So, yeah, you and Drew, there's so much history there for us fans. We've been following you guys for years. What does it mean to have a match with him at one of the big four pay-per-views for WWE?
Absolutely. It's a huge matchup. Not only that, I'm very proud of myself, proud of Drew, although, we have our differences, proud of both of us from, starting in 3MB, getting released, coming back, reinventing ourselves, becoming champions in WWE. And unfortunately, Drew, I just have to prove to you that I am the better WWE superstar, and I was a better WWE champion than you.
So listen, this is my first time being at SummerSlam, one of the big four pay-per-views, like I mentioned. So I love the buzz, the environment here. It feels very much like a WrestleMania 2.0 vibe. I mean, it's inside Allegiant Stadium, home of the Las Vegas Raiders. So for you, what does it mean to be performing in front of this large crowd? Because listen, we know you've had back-to-back injuries that sat you out for a long time. So what does it mean to finally be able to come back out there and perform for the WWE Universe?
Yeah, absolutely. This is awesome. It's been a couple years since I performed in front of a crowd this big with the injuries, as you mentioned, and unfortunately COVID-19. When I was injured, when I'm rehabbing, you have a lot of thoughts in your head, like a lot of doubts, like, can I make it back? Will there be a spot for me? Will I ever, take part in a huge event like SummerSlam or a WrestleMania ever again? And this is just validation. I work very, very hard, and just being around an event like this, it inspires me, it motivates me to keep on working hard and continue to, have these high-profile matches, continue performing in front of thousands of fans, continue being on either it's Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or wherever, on a weekly basis. So this is awesome.
That's great to hear. So listen, I would love to ask you, your WWE Championship Run. A lot of people talk about it. I would love, from your perspective, what do you want the fans to remember most from that time as WWE Champion?
I just want them to remember that it was something unexpected and something different. I often hear fans saying like WWE is too predictable. So we shocked the WWE Universe when I became WWE Champion. The cameraman zoomed into the faces of the WWE Universe, the fans, and their jaws were hitting the floor. They were in shock. I think that's just what I want people to remember most. Just anything is possible in WWE, and anytime anything can happen.
That's great to hear. And I would love to ask you, SummerSlam, do you have any personal favorite moments from SummerSlam, either competing or as just as a fan?
Yeah, definitely. As a fan, Bret Hart, Davey Boy Smith, British Bulldog, SummerSlam 1992, Wembley Stadium. Yep, that one is a huge one. I think Cena Punk. That was one of my first SummerSlams that I came to in person. And at that time, WrestleMania every year used to be in Los Angeles for my first couple years. So just spending the week in Los Angeles, being around SummerSlam, we would have like fan access, and there would be matches at Access. So unfortunately, I didn't get to perform at SummerSlam in those years, but I would perform at Access. So those are some of my favorite memories.
So you brought up earlier, you and Drew, very similar past as far as in WWE, got released, reinvented yourself, came back, both successful. Had very similar storylines. For anyone out there who's a fan or is going through something, what was the key for you to be able to come back and be as successful as you were? Like, what was your secret to your success?
I think just having a positive outlook on things and not having the victim mentality, just knowing that I'm in charge of everything that happens in my career or in my life. Ultimately, if I set goals and I work hard, anything is possible.
It's great to hear. Listen, Jinder, big fan of everything you've done in and out of the ring. Looking forward to this Saturday, you and Drew McIntyre. I just want to say congrats. And what's next for you? What would you like to do after your matchup with Drew? Do you want to get back and try to get back into the championship picture?
So that all depends on Drew McIntyre after I embarrass him. If he acknowledges, if he apologizes, we can move on. If not, I can beat Drew McIntyre in a Punjabi prison match. We can do a sword on the pole match. Whatever Drew McIntyre wants to do, but ultimately my goal is to become WWE champion again, or even Universal champion again. One of the main two WWE titles is definitely my goal.
That's great. Well, good luck this weekend, and we look forward to seeing WWE when it comes back into the Bay Area. And yeah, have fun this weekend. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.